What is up, my friends, and welcome. I'm Laku, and today we'll talk about the legendary dragon builds and killing that big red devil for the first time. You know, the thrill of the kill and all of that. And that is exciting, so let's get down to business. Okay, great. So this is the build for today, and it has the same elements as the physical summon waving build, so you don't have to level up any additional units in order to use the dragon build. And let's go through it, and starting with the treasures for once. And now once you start trying to get the first kill on the legendary dragon, you have two things you need to worry about. First is dealing enough damage to actually slay the beast in a moderate amount of time. And the other one is to have enough healing and defense to actually survive long enough to get that kill. And for the defense part, we have the Unicorn Shield and the Broken Shield here to boost up your castle defenses and make you get a little bit less damage from the dragon's attacks. Now you might ask why we don't have the weapon here. It has a higher percentage of defense than the both of these shields combined, and while this sounds good, unfortunately the dragon's attacks are not considered ranged, so this will do absolutely nothing in terms of reducing the dragon's damage, so unfortunately we cannot use the weapon here. For the offensive part, we have the Power Claw to increase the damage of everyone in your build, and this is the best damage increasing treasure you have in here. And the fourth treasure we have is the Strange Key to increase the chance of getting the best tier item from a dragon. And I think when you're killing dragons, you only really want that top tier items from them, so you should be using Strange Key in your dragon builds every time you are killing them. I guess when you're really trying to go for that first kill, you might take Skull Ring, for example, to boost your summon unit's damage, or Sharp Arrow to boost your damage or your critical chance a little bit. But I still think we are going to use the Strange Key in here. And once you are able to kill the dragon fast enough that you don't actually need the defensive treasures, you can swap these out and take in the Sharp Arrow and the Skull Ring instead. In the hero section, we have three main damage dealers for the dragon, and number one is the Mad Giants, and they are the highest level unit I have in here. They are 5000, and I do have one item with +1 summoned unit, giving me one extra giant. If you don't have that, you maybe have to level him up a little bit more to compensate for the loss of damage there. The second damage dealer is going to be Edward, and he is level 3000 in my build. And the third one is Dark Bowmaster, and she is level 4000. Now set the targeting ability of all of these three heroes to boss when you start killing the dragon. And for the defensive part, we have both Healer, Smith and Dark Elf here, and here your items are really going to start playing a role. Like if you have good cooldown items on Smith, like if you can get double cooldown items on Smith, you will be able to heal much more often, we're making your life against the dragon much easier. I have just some single lines in here, but those will be enough for today, I feel like. And also same for the Dark Elf. If you have some +1 arrow lines for her, that will make your life easier. If not, you will maybe have to level her up a little bit more for her to be able to keep up with the healing. And for defensive heroes, we also have the Blue Defender. Really good hero, simple, no need for items, no need for leveling, max level 99, that's it. And also we have the Druid, because every end will increase the castle defense by +5%. Now again, if you have +1 summoned unit items on this guy, you will be able to have up to 3 ends. That will give you +15% defense. I don't have those, but I will still use him because he also serves another important purpose in this build, and we'll talk about that in a moment. The rest of the units the witches are all set to poison. They are for support, and slingers are supporting giants, so they are there for that reason. The towers are not really that important in the build. You can use Mirrored Form to keep up with your mana regeneration, but you shouldn't have any mana issues with this build anyway. And in the castle parts, we will obviously want the physics base to boost our attack, and also we will have the shield castle here as well to boost up our defense a little bit further. And I have the minigun here. You can use your highest level castle parts when trying to kill him for the first time. They're mainly here to just make sure the ground monster doesn't storm your castle in case your summons units are down because of the dragon's attacks or something similar like that. So they are just here to give you that little extra damage over those monsters. But you can also, once you start farming the dragon, you can just take them off completely. They won't be needed for actually the dragon slaying. The buildings are the same as in Waving build, and for the altar you can use the Altar of Healing. And that should really help you with those first kills. Another option might be to use the Altar of Death to instantly deal 20% damage to Legendary Dragon. You can try which one works for you the best, but I'm going to use the Altar of Healing because I think that helps my build most in order to stay alive long enough to kill the dragon. And now for the skill tree, we are going down with the summon path on this one, and I have 23 skill points here, and I think you probably have something similar when you are trying to kill the Legendary Dragon for the first time. If you have less points, you can sacrifice some of the points over here, or if you have more points, you can just start going down, get some critical damage and some attack speed over there. There's a couple of crucial points in here. The first one is the summon only once, which enables us to just, in the start of the battle, summon our units once, and then they will just do the job on their own after that. They will also deal some extra damage, and this is really strong part of this dragon killing build. Another one is the Witch's Node over here, which will give us 5% increased damage per witch to all of our heroes and everything. And that's the reason why we have all 3 witches in this build, because 3 witches is 15% increased damage, and that is really, really good for the build. The Sword Node is always a good one, 2.5% more damage. And another crucial part is the Druid Node over here, and it gives you 10% increased summon unit damage per end. And now again, if you have those +1 summon unit items on the Druid, you can have 3 ends, which will give you 30% increased summon unit damage. I only have 1, but that's still 10% increased damage, so that's a good boost to your damage and making your kills faster and more reliable. Now all that we have left is actually to enter the Dragon's Lair and slay the beast, so let's get going, shall we? And once we start the battle, we just summon our summon unit once, and then we can focus on the 4 heroes over here. We will use Dark Bowmaster and Dark Necromancer once they are off cooldown, and we will heal with Smith whenever that is needed. We will use the Altar of Healing if that's needed. It depends a little bit on how aggressive the dragon wants to be with his attacks. The summons will just live a life of their own over there. If they die, they will be respawned, because we have the node for that, and there should be no troubles with that whatsoever. This looks like this is gonna be an easy kill. There we go. We did it. So let's see the results after this battle. Yay. So, like I said, the giants are the ones doing the heavy lifting here, followed by Edward and then the Dark Bowmaster. The other units will just play their other crucially important part in this build. So this is your basic build for slaying the Legendary Dragon for the first times. Once you get high level enough on your giants and other units that you can kill him faster, you can start dropping the defensive treasures and items and start just focusing on making the kill faster, as fast as you can. Now if you have any questions regarding the build or anything whatsoever, please feel free to drop a comment down below. I will do my best to give you an answer. And I thank you very much again for watching this video, and I hope you liked it. And if you want to support me, please consider hitting the subscribe button. That would be a huge thing for me. So thank you, and I'm gonna see you next time, my friends. So until then, goodbye.